I think such economies, if they are not full democracy, should we have more help in setting up the rule of law and for democracy building, but not so much anymore for economic developments. And I believe that these emerging countries should fulfill also their task with the global economy more than they do now, because they get the benefit from it. And I believe also that they have also to open their markets and have not, like China for example, a situation that you can only own 50%, 49% of a company there, and you have to deliver your know-how there. So it must be a reciprocity, an equal treatment in order to have a fair development between old and new economies.
Our top three economic priorities when it comes to emerging economies is trade, trade and trade. Some people here in the EU see rising economies as a threat, but we definitely don't, and we want to see Europe open its markets more to the rest of the world so that we and all young people can take advantage of globalization and the internet and the opportunities to do businesses across borders with these brand new emerging economies. And that's absolutely what we need to do in the EU as well, is look at the legislation that stands in the way. We believe that we need more flexible labour markets, that we need to look at repealing lots of our social and employment harmonisation that's holding back young people from getting their first job, but also allowing us to compete in that global market. So we see this as an opportunity, and we hope that we'll be able to keep the markets open.
Well, for Europe, trade and free trade have always been very beneficial. But we should also make sure that we stick to our values, like the protection of human rights and the environment, and that we work on the basis of rules that are equal to all. The EU is about to start negotiations on an investment treaty with China, where all of those are going to be very important. But we've also looked at how we can foster trade for change in countries in North Africa, like Egypt, for example, to promote access to our markets and trade relations, and to reward reforms in those countries towards democracy, respect for human rights and respect for minorities. These are two examples of concrete trade policies which also match the values of the EU.
We have to promote trade also as an instrument of development. That means, of course, that we also have to promote transparency, especially in the extractive industries. So by trade, I think we can create the biggest contribution to economic development, and in that sense trade is aid.
First of all, what is very important that the EU will form a powerful bloc of 28 countries. If we are separated countries who are far smaller than all these emerging economies we're talking about, like China, India, Brazil, so really form one bloc and be a strong negotiating bloc towards those countries. Secondly, with any trade relation with the countries around the world, we should set at the forefront human rights and democracy. Very clearly, these are European values, but these are global values as well. And from a European perspective, any trade relation, you should set those values at the forefront. Third, very important topic is, of course, combating climate change. It's one of the biggest threats of the world, and we have to work together, get out of our fossil addiction towards a green economy all over the world, and that is, of course, for the green movement a very important fight for us all, for the world, and just also for a smart economy.